Hello, I'm Richard from Blackheath Flower Club, and we are producing videos to encourage you while we're in this time of COVID. Today I'm going to show you how to do an all-round arrangement for the autumn. This is the place that I got my inspiration from, the Flower Arranger magazine, and you can see that this arrangement is inside a pumpkin. So I've done two arrangements at the front. You can see I've done one quite big arrangement in a pumpkin, and I made pumpkin soup afterwards with the inside of it. And all these flowers are from M&S. The only thing I've added is some ivy to the side and some grasses to give it some movement. And then I've done an example in a tiny little gourd with a lot of things that were in my shed, a lot of dried materials, but there's also poppies, teasels, sea holly, a bit of rosemary and some asparagus fern, and that makes quite a nice little arrangement. So you can do quite a number of different sizes depending on what you arrange in. This one that I'm doing today is a melon, believe it or not, but I chose it because it's got a beautiful colour. I filled it with foam, and the foam needs to come up about a centimetre from the rim, and then I've just beveled the edge so that it's easier to put material in. So this should be something that you can have on the table and eat around. So it either should be tall enough that you can look through it, or small enough to see over it. And this one's going to be small enough to see over it. And everything I used today is from a bunch of flowers that I bought at Sainsbury's. And it's very interesting to see the difference between one shop and another, the kind of materials that you get. So we start off around the edge with an uneven number of placements. So I've got 5 lots of ivy, and I'm trying to persuade it to go a bit downwards. And the easiest way to get 5 placements is to think of them at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. So there's my first 5 placements, just to get the outline of the round shape, because the finished idea is to get a dome shape. Now I've got some camellia. These are the only 2 things that I've got from my garden that I've added to this arrangement. And I'm doing this quite fast because we want this to be a short video. But when you do this, you'll have more time than me. You can see I'm putting it in between the ivy. So that's the first placements and the second, and they're all foliage, they're all leaves to fill in the shape. Now I need to think about the height of the arrangement. And I've got some yew here. I'm putting one bit in the middle and an odd number around the centre of it. That's 3 bits there. So that really is the whole shape of what we're going to make. The flowers that I've got to use on my buy at Sainsbury's are roses, chrysanthemums, hypericum, and I've also got a bit of freesia in between. Oh, and I've also, I've forgotten, I've also got some lilies. Because it's nice to have different shapes of flower, round ones. This will give a nice texture, and the lilies will give a nice pointed shape.
And the lilies will open up.
The lilies will open up as we go on in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So literally all you do now, I know I've got 3 roses, 3 chrysanthemums, 3 of everything else, so I'm going to arrange them
Odd numbers.
in the spaces between. Yeah, I'm putting my rose quite high. I can put my lovely big chrysanthemum quite low, and I'm going to put some, sorry you're not seeing this very well, I'm putting my freesias next door to them. So I'm doing that, and I'm going to repeat that around. So do you want to stop filming there? Okay, so I did 3 placements all the way around. I did rose, chrysanthemum, freesia, all the way around. And now I've got my hypericum, and I'm using my hypericum as a filler flower. When I turn this around, you'll see, just to fill in the bottom of the design so I don't get any floral foam showing anywhere.
You don't want to see any floral foam.
No, that would really be a bit of a no-no. There we go, one more bit to do. So at the moment it's quite a symmetrical design. Some people like that, some people don't. I don't particularly like it. Now another placement at the top is going to be the pointed lily shapes. Gives it a bit more height, a bit more interest. And everything in this design is looking like it's coming from the centre, even though we went with those the outline foliage around the edge. It's still supposed to be giving the effect of coming from the centre of the design. Come on, that's it. I'm persuading my flowers.
And you got the idea from
In here.
The Flower Arranger magazine this autumn's
Yes, this
2020.
autumn.
Yeah.
And now when I bought that bunch of flowers from Sainsbury's, they also had some interesting foliage, but I've only got one piece of each. So I've chopped them in half, and I'm going to arrange these in different parts of my arrangement, just to give a bit more interest and difference. Like I said before, I don't want it to look totally symmetrical. It looks a bit boring if you do that. And this eucalyptus looks very nice, so really that is it.
And can you show us, push it forward to show us? Yeah, that's lovely.
Do you want?
Yeah, that's good. Super.
Okay.
Lovely autumn arrangement.
By Richard.